Number 3. Today is the 2nd of August 2025, and it's 6:15 on this Saturday evening, and I'm just passing the olive part on my way to Orizon. So this is only a walk you can do in the summer, because by the time I get there it'll be after 7, and it is quite late to be doing stuff like this, but I just had to get out of the house because it's been like an endless kind of day. I can paint a picture of this time period. So first of all, just to say, yesterday I went to Dr. Greco and I had a full test of my skin. She checked me and I'm fine. But today, I got up at 9. I walked Tuco because Flo had some yoga at the lake. And then I spent a bit of time on the couch looking at YouTube videos, playing chess. And then I was on my laptop trying to join some of these online sites which promise you some money from working from home, either helping to train AI or the one I'm into. I can't remember any of their names. It's kind of doing surveys and being paid to do them. They're all as dubious as fuck. But I have to try something. If I could just come up with the plan to make it, if I could just get even 500, 600, 700 euros for the month somehow. But like I say, anyway, I have to do something during the day, especially when Flo is there, and I find these things, they're a bit more interesting than a lot of the other HTML coding and building stuff. And I'm just, again, I'm not sure what course I want to do. So these things are kind of fun because they're easy enough to sign up to, and then you kind of, it's kind of fun to see, well, is there any chance that these work? And that's what I'm doing. I'm going through all these YouTube videos from this year, and if I find any that has a chance, I'll join up and see. There's lots that I'm not going to even bother, because there's one called Lab Roots or something, but I really think you need to be highly educated to be involved in that. It's all about science. So I was doing a bit of that on the laptop, and then I had 2 eggs, and then I'm feeding the kittens, so we may be getting rid of 1 or 2 tonight. But so the thing is, I'm doing all these different tasks, and then my mother called about an hour ago, and I spoke to her for 40 minutes. And again, that kind of puts another sphere into the collection, which made things feel more like Sunday. I'm glad she called today, actually, and not tomorrow, because tomorrow I'll be on my own and I might not be, you know. So Flo is going tomorrow morning. She has to go to, it's astonishing, it's a town in France. I can never ever remember the name of it. I just can never remember the name of it. Alistair Murray lives there. I think it begins with the C. It used to have, the bishop used to live there in the bygone age. You want to say Q Cullen, but I can never remember the name. Anyway, she's leaving early, I believe, with Tuco, and she's going to be away the week, back Friday. My under part of my bed arrives next Friday. There's kind of talk of a woman coming around tomorrow to pick up one of the cats, and I'm trying to talk Flo out of that, because for various reasons, I don't want to be waiting all day for someone to come around at 7 o'clock. Because I'm not sure what humor I'll be in at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Anyway, so I'm doing all those things today. And it kind of turned 6 o'clock, and I thought, oh my God, I can't stand it anymore. There's someone arriving at 7. Stefan, the gardener, to have a look at taking one or two of the cats. And that he's gonna have maybe some tea, and he likes talking, so he could be there for an hour talking. And I thought, I think the best thing I can do today is to get out of the place at 6, even if it's a bit late, get to Orizon, try and find a nice corner somewhere, have a Coke or something. Maybe get something in, I brought my little bag, get something on the way back in Carrefour, and try and kind of get back at 8:30 or something. And by then, hopefully, everything with the cats will be sorted out for now, and maybe Flo will have gone off to walk Tuco, and I can just kind of, get to bed. It's kind of sad, but get to bed. And then tomorrow, it would be nice to find myself with just Luna and 2 kittens, but if it's 3, I don't mind. And I want to see if I can enjoy myself for a few days, which means, to me, it just means not stressing about anything. My mother is having an operation done at the end of the month, 21st of this month, on her lip and her nose. She's got things similar to Flo, I think. She got a new car, Opel, because the old Polo, which is 20 plus years old, didn't pass not really the MOT, it didn't pass the pollution test, it seems, because it still drives, but it's just too polluting, so she had to get another one. What did you say it cost? 6,000 maybe, I think, something like that. Opel. Just painting a picture of this time. The crypto market dropped by about 10%. We went from 93,000 to 85,000. About 7 or 8,000 dropped in the night. I don't know why that happened. Something to do with tariffs and Trump, and then there's always this thing about long positions being liquidated. I never quite understood that. What else is there? Well, Flo had another word with me the other day. We had a kind of a big chat about jobs and me. And I'd just been to the Pole Employ guy, and I mean, he went through some stuff, and he basically realised that there's nothing for me to do there. There's just no jobs. And Flo was doing this thing of, well, you can't stay here, you have to get a job. This usual thing. And I kind of said to her, well, if you have any ideas, I'm all ears. Because I've spoke to the guy, but I'm kind of at a loss as to what to do. I also genuinely felt quite, and I still do, just very kind of physically tired. But I managed to kind of get over that without just, she kind of went off and then seemed to be okay after, as long as you just try not to get into an argument and let her do her thing. I honestly don't know what I could do. fact of the matter is, I don't like so many things. I don't like the stress of working with other people or in shops and things. I'm completely unsuited to it. And the other thing is, I don't really like fucking coding or AI when it's all said and done, especially typing. I don't like typing, which is the fucking problem if you want to work remote, because it's a lot of that. If I could find something, surveys or writing stuff, or I don't know, something that I could get my head into. Even some AI testing stuff. But like I said, it's all of these websites and they're so kind of dodgy looking. You're giving all your information, they're asking you all these questions, and you're kind of wondering, what's this? Is it, am I just giving all my details, or is there really a possibility of it anyway? Like I already said, I would prefer to spend my time going through all of these YouTube videos to try and find that one thing that maybe is genuine and I can do, rather than learning how to do HTML, or rather than going on with this Phoenix coding, all the stuff that I don't fucking have a clue about. I just need to be behind the laptop trying to do something. So Flo's going away tomorrow, Sunday, and she's back Friday. And I have been just looking forward to the idea of being able to just have the space with just myself. Because although she doesn't mean to be, and probably isn't half the time she's in her own room, I feel very uncomfortable sometimes when the two of us are there, which is not very good. Because I feel kind of useless, I'm not bringing any money in again. And I thought it would have been, and it will be, nice to have 5 days alone, just to kind of evaluate the year so far, to take stock of all the things I have done, maybe try and psych myself up for the second half of the year, maybe chill out, do some meditations, exercises, just find a way to relax, which is why I'm bothered by the idea of somebody calling up Sunday night because they want to see the cats, or somebody coming during the week to deliver something. I don't want any. Funny, I was just talking to my mum about Jim. I think as time goes by I may understand him a bit more. I don't want anyone to bother me. I don't want to be waiting for anybody. I don't want anyone to show up. I don't want to talk to Mick Manley or Stephen Katz. I don't want to talk to the neighbours. I don't want to bring Tuco for a walk. I want to just do nothing and do it, whatever I feel like doing. Maybe listening to tapes, sorting tapes out. Maybe completely just sorting my entire room and all my stuff out. Maybe cleaning the entire flat. I don't know, it could be anything, but I want to go to bed and sleep when I want, get up when I want. Basically have that feeling of a holiday and just be completely, if I feel like staying in my pajamas all day and not even leaving the house, I want to do it. If I don't feel like shaving for the whole week, I want to just do that. I've been looking forward to it for a while, and there's been a few other things I've looked forward to over the last couple of months, a couple of weekends on my own and such. And of course, I have been looking forward to the end of the course, the French course, which that's all done and dusted. Just on a slight aside, I went to Pôle Emploi and I'm talking to the guy, and I'm starting to feel kind of guilty because he's asking questions like, what would you like to do? What about these jobs? What course? And I'm starting to feel guilty, and I'm starting to think, shit, I gotta come up with something. I gotta give him some answers. I gotta lie to the guy. I gotta tell him, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Which kind of is what I did in the end. I said, yeah, I'm gonna study online work, I'm gonna study courses, blah, blah. Yeah, I thought about it afterward and thought, what the fuck gives a shit? I'm nearly 60 and the government isn't paying me a penny. They have absolutely no control on me. There's no carrot and stick. There's no, if you don't do this or that, we're going to stop your money. There's no fucking money. I don't know why I even bother turning up. It's really for flow. And I'll turn up again, but I want to, on principle, I want to just do it as fucking lightly as possible. And I want to say, I don't really think I'm going to get a fucking job, but still, I'm practicing my French. That's what the last guy said I should do, and that's what I'm fucking going to do. And take it easy, just finding myself thinking, oh shit, I better come up with something daft. Anyway, that's just an aside. I thought the end of the course would be great, but then we had all that fucking shenanigans in Carrefour. Me leaving on the Thursday and fucking hell followed. That stupid decision. By the way, as it turns out, I can't really be 100% sure. I'd have to check, but I got 372 euros, I believe, for Pôle Emploi, and that really is just for the two weeks, because everything was done and dusted the 15th, and we didn't go. It was so 372 and 372 is 700 and something or other. So just to say that fucking as a footnote to all of this bullshit, I think they paid me for the 2 weeks anyway. I think I got paid for the whole fucking thing. If you go back and listen to cassettes, or you listen to audio, or if you could just listen to me fucking going on and on in a slightly drunk state, kind of drunk with anger, I mean, in a slightly buzzy kind of state, because my head was spinning and I was ranting and raving about this with Tuco as we were at the river, and I was thinking about over and over again, and what am I going to say to the other pupils, to Soleil, and what am I going to say to the teacher? Her name's going to disappear from my memory pretty soon. And what am I going to say to the Pôle Travail guy? And will I go back to just kind of non-stop bollocks going on in my head? And as far as I'm aware, I got paid and none of it matters. It was not a terribly bad job, but honestly my legs were just fucked. I don't know if things had been different, if over time I would have got used to the job and my legs would have got used to it. But who am I kidding? It wasn't comfortable, was it? I have to make a point of saying that the first day I got up at 5 o'clock or whatever, to go, that very first Monday was just awful. I haven't felt so stressed out in a long time getting there, but it was okay. Anyway, I would have thought that the end of the whole thing should have been a great cause for celebration, but of course, because of the Carrefour thing and whatnot, it wasn't, and Flo's reaction. she had one of those moments when she came back from her weekend off and said, something I have to tell you, this. I didn't want to, but then I thought, no, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to keep it to myself. And it's never good. It's never ever good. She never stops to say, there's something I want to tell you. I am so proud and I'm so happy, and I wanted you to know that it's never like that, you know. And it was how fucking disappointed she was that I quit the Carrefour thing. How happy she'd been that I'd done all this stuff on my own, and how eventual disappointment kicked back in, and you know. So the whole end of the thing wasn't good. And I had a paranoid moment with Patrice. Paranoid about other various things I don't want to get into. And so you pin your hopes on having a bit of time on your own now when flow goes, and you think maybe that will be the thing I look forward to, the peace and quiet when a lot of things are done and you can reflect. But of course that very seldom comes, it's a kind of an illusion, not a good idea to be. It's nice to have something to look forward to though. I mean, that's a fact. It's nice to have something to look forward to. And we'll see how it goes. I am having more injections in my eye, by the way. We went to Nice. We were in Maraval, and I think I may have spoken about that already. Maraval, we went Friday and we stayed there till Monday, and it was again a bit of an endurance. A lot of time lying around in bed, and not feeling very comfortable. And then also realizing, I guess, this is kind of a nice realization, is that no one gives a fuck whether you're there or not anyway. Elise, Emily, the boyfriends, Jojo, Josephine. No one gives two hoots about you. In spite of the fact that Flo says, you're one of the family, they grow up with you, they miss it when you're not there. When you went to Nice and the doctor, she saw me, actually it was the first time as well in 2 years, but I was hoping it would be okay, but she suggested more injections, which was a little terrifying. But this is the same as the last time I had injections. It kind of raises a little bit of hope that perhaps you may have some improvement in your left eye. And so it's probably worth going through it to see. And if nothing happens, then it's just, we can stop. But I think it's not just for the vision. I think it's to try and settle the kind of inflammation. It's to try and deal with the extra fluid in the eye to keep the pressure off the retina. It's not just the vision, it's other reasons. But strangely enough, that's not really on my mind. I don't find myself thinking about that. So the course ended, and it was just a few weeks ago. I'm still in contact with the WhatsApp group. I don't know how long that will continue. And today was a long day, and it's back to the laptop and trying to find stuff in anyway. That brings me to here, walking down under the shade of the trees, heading toward Orizon, and hoping to just, people have got ambitions. I want to be this, I want to be that, I want a new car, I want loads of money, I want a house. Me, I want to relax. That's kind of it. I want a moment of total relaxation. I want a moment of tranquility. That's kind of it. Maybe I'll find it when I sit down with my Coke. And on the way back I'll try and get something to eat. Actually, when does the shop close? What time is it now? It's 20 to 7. 20 to 7, I get there at 7. I stay till 7:30, yeah, and that'll do. Tough. Could it be any different if I was receiving 2,000 euros a month as a pension right now, and I didn't have to do a fucking thing? Would it make any difference? Would I be on a cloud for 2 days and then find myself kind of just lying around all day, and Flo would be getting just as fucking annoyed at me being around all day, asking me to do something? I don't know. Where does this peg fit in? It's a square peg in a round hole. It's a round hole in a square peg. It's a piece of wood with no proper place to go. Jobs. People going about their careers here, it's like there's kind of a religion, looking for the best thing, and I'm like, I just need the money, otherwise I wouldn't fucking work at all. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Adios.